The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by EdgeBoost. Bang over better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet. Code SGPN. When you do so, you'll get a free Wrestler Terrorist t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. We're also brought to you by NYRA Bets, because you can get a $25 free bet for the Belmont by going to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Promo code SGPN25. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Friday morning, June 6th, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Rose episode Sky Show. Once again, joined by Adam Rosenberg, and together we're going to break down our favorite props for the Friday card. Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
2-1. We're back, baby. We are so back. And the DP hit. We're gonna start the bonus play on the first K hit. We're gonna have some fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, you gotta pronounce it correctly though. It's the daily DP. Because it's a brand new segment. So it was the inaugural segment and you hit it. So you got bonus points.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're rocking.
Yep. As for me, I had a pretty standard 1-1-1 episode. So there you go. Velotti ended up getting rained out. But if you actually ran the play back the day after for the doubleheader, you would have won. But I'm not going to count that, obviously. So either way, picked up a push there. Did end up winning with Rodin. No hits at plus money. So that was nice. But did end up losing with Burrow's strikeouts under, because the Astros were just horrible the entire game. Burrow's only threw 70 pitches, by the way, so I can't even say that like the read itself was that bad. I expected him to get limited based on usage, but it didn't matter. He struck out like 4 guys in the first 2 innings, and I'm like, what are you even doing? This guy is not any good, and the Astros just got torched by him the entire start. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate there, but either way, still went 1-1-1, which has been kind of a calling card for me on the show, and we'll see if we can do any better this time around. Anyway, anything you want to talk about, or should we just move on into the props?
We can move on into the props. We already got questions about Sanzatella over 6.5 hits today, and
we can get into that in a bit.
We can get into that. He's actually, because he's normally a DP target, but not when he's at home. He's 0 at home, 8 on the road.
Yeah. So before we get into any of the actual props, the reminder that you can get all of your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals, and the SGPN app. So get over you get your apps. A reminder that it is free. So if you want to get a free app with all of our picks, check out the SGPN app. Anyway, I'm moving on to the actual props for the show. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first prop for the Friday card?
I'm going to start with a hitting prop. Going to go with, I know he homered yesterday, but I'm running him back. Going to go with Adley Rutschman over 1.5 total bases, even money. That's it. No home run on here. If it goes EV, maybe, but he's going against JP Sears. JP Sears is very, very bad at home. His home, like I'm looking right now at his home starts. His last 3 starts at home. He has a 6.66 expected ERA, a whiff rate of 17%. He's actually not walking guys at all. Hard hit, his home runs per 9 is 3.6. Actually, might as well sprinkle on the home run, but either here nor there. His ISO is 361 on opponents. Adley's been a lot better lately. Adley has been, as I'm looking through here, he has over his last 30 plate appearances against lefties, Adley is, he's batting 346 with a BABIP of 400. Woba 439. He's not striking out. He hit a home run. His hard hit rate's crazy. This is a really good matchup for him, and in a ballpark that does that. So I'm going to take that as one of my plays, as my first play. So
yeah, I saw somebody mentioning before about Sanzatella, which was Jason. I'm going with a different play on Sanzatella. I'm just going to take the earned runs. I'll go with the over 3.5 earned runs. There are some walks involved sometimes at the start, so I'll avoid the actual hits. But his earned runs are 3.5 minus 115, which is actually affordable. I know it sounds insane, but it's actually not. He's allowed at least 4 earned runs in 7 straight starts. He's also allowed at least 4 earned runs in 6 of his last 7 home starts. He's been really bad in cores and in general. And he faced off against the Mets in Citi Field about a week ago. Gave up 7 earned runs. So the point is he's been really bad time and time again. And I do think the Mets should do pretty well against him in this one. They have 8 career home runs against him, so I do think they can take him deep a couple of times. We know it's in cores, so it's going to be promoting the hitters anyway. But Sanzatella has been awful. You could argue that he's been the worst starting pitcher in the league based on the sample that he's had up to this point. And I'll fade him again because why would I stop fading him? Once again, he gives up 4 earned runs in basically every start that he has. So give me Senzatella on the over 3.5 earned runs at -115. You don't really need an excuse to fade Senzatella, but I found a couple of stats to back it up. So
no, well, so it's funny because he's like one of the best on DPs, but not at home, or not at home. He's just terrible. I also see in the chat Benedict saying, it's a dream day with Cabrera. Look, I'm just going to say this because this generally happens, that the Cabrera steals thing is an extremely public angle, and he hasn't given one up since May 10th. He's actually had some pretty good starts lately.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a great matchup, and that's all well and good. I don't know if that's going to be on my card. I also am 99% sure that they've moved. Yeah, because they moved Xavier Evers over. Yeah, like Tim Anderson got caught in the 25th. People haven't attempted them against him since then. I don't want to dive too deep in it, but right now it's a soft play. So yeah, but back to your thing, Senzatella it's Meatball City. Mets just had a really good series. Senzatella stinks at home.
They choked away a couple of games against the Dodgers, but they hit the ball pretty well in that series. They just couldn't close games. So that counts for something. They also have scored at least 4 runs in the first 5 and 4 of their last 6. So they have been pretty fast starters recently.
Let me see what their what the odds are for first 2 on them. It's a market I love playing, so let me just look. It's probably -130 or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Game props. Yeah, you can't bet this. The first to 6 runs is -155. So I mean, let me see. What's their total? What's the team? They haven't even listed the team total basis for this game. Oh yeah, they have. Oh, it's actually, I would argue this is low. 16.5.
Yeah, might sound
for a road team that's hitting in cores. 16.5 -120 to the over for the team total basis. I would take that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, Alonso's been great. I'm curious if Lindor's going to play because he does have the fractured pinky, but I'm assuming he didn't go on the IL, so I'm assuming he'll be back at some point in the future. So either way, a point is I think that he's in a decent spot as well. But yeah, the Mets offense should do well against Senzatella. The entire team basically has over the course of their careers. So I do like the spot there. Anyway, do you want to move on into your second prop for the show?
Yeah. I see somebody asking about Skubal over 6.5 Ks, parlaying with Lugo over 17.5 pitching outs. Unless you desperately have to do a parlay on that, I wouldn't do that. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But so in that game, I do like Ben Brown because of how much Detroit strikes out in general. I'm not totally convinced. So I'm kind of going to give you 2 plays here, but one official play and then another one I'm going to end up betting anyway, and you'll just have to deal with it. I like Ben Brown at +175 first to 3 Ks between him and Skubal. And the reason why I like this is because when I look at the Cubs lineup and how they hit against how they are against lefties, they're pretty good. I understand that Skubal is elite, and we're going to find ways to fade some guys on this team. But the guys who have really nasty K rates against lefties on this team are, Ian Happ's not so great, but then Kyle Tucker's fantastic. Suzuki's fantastic. Carson Kelly's been pretty good. Dan Dansby Swanson's awful. And then Pete Crow Armstrong is really awful. He is our first K king right now against lefties. My point is that then when you look at Ben Brown and you look at Detroit, their last 30 plate appearances against right-handed pitching, the top of their lineup is just blue across the board. So it's basically you get Torres is a K target, Carpenter's a K target, Riley's a K target, Torkelson's a K target, Keith. Their 2 through 7 hitters are all K targets. So at +175 for Ben Brown to strike out 3 guys before Skubal does, I really got to like that a lot just based on the way that the lineups work. So I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to be really into Skubal Ks today. It might be one of those 6K days where he's just a lead on everything else, but give me Ben Brown first to 3 Ks +175 to win a unit DK.
Yeah. I mean, you're mentioning it based on lineup breakdown, which is a good way to go about it too. I do find it kind of funny though, how we've spent the entire season basically going with the notion that Ben Brown's not very good, but he can strike out some guys.
He strikes guys out. Well, so it's funny because here's the thing is that his outs is 15.5.
Yeah.
And he's terrible the third time through the order. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to also probably play Skubal and Ben Brown combined for 13 strikeouts. I really like that market. It's a really good way to play two pitchers that you think can get the strikeouts, but maybe the numbers is a tad too high.
Yeah.
And some looks, Skubal could be a maniac. It could strike out 10 on his own, but I'm pretty confident in Ben Brown getting between 6 to 8. So against this lineup. So that's one I'm also going to do, but I'm definitely doing Ben Brown first to 3.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. It's a fun angle for plus 175.
Yeah.
Before I get into my other props for the show, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is EdgeBoost, for the first ever bank for bettors, ensuring that all your gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, cash records as well. 100% approval. For all bank deposits, sign up today. EdgeBoost.ever go to SGPN. When you sign up this week, you'll get a free Rest of Terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportscamp.com/refs to claim your free shirt. We're also brought to you on Fantasy because the underdog platform is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1. And the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Sign up for your new account, the promo code MLBSGPN, to get a special pick and first times that offer up to 1K in bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLBSGPN. We're also brought to you by NYRA Bets because you can bet the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga with NYRA Bets. Sign up today with the promo code SGPN25 to get a $5 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus. Whether you're a season bettor or just getting started, NYRA Bets can help make it easy for you to jump in on the action. This offer is just for the Belmont, so don't wait. Join now. Claim your free $25 Belmont bet today. NRABets.com/SGPN25. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through Adam's first 2 props and my first prop. Time to move on into my second prop for the card. Going to go with a prop on a run scored play. Going to go with Brian Reynolds under half a run scored at -125. Reynolds actually been decent lately when it comes to hits. And it hasn't mattered because Pittsburgh has no support behind them and they can't score. They're averaging just 3.16 runs per game, which is tied for dead last in the league. Reynolds has not recorded a run in 7 straight games. And a crazy long-term stat, he has not recorded a run in 28 of his last 37 games.
It's wild.
Which is nuts to think about.
I bet you the runs are home runs.
Yeah, probably, but the point is that Cruz and company, I know that we're lower on Cruz than most people, they bet before him anyway. So he's batting third. He's got nobody behind him worth a damn. So when he gets hits in general, he gets stranded all the time. So based on that, I like the value on Reynolds to once again either have a bad game at the plate or once again having no support behind him because Pittsburgh's offense is really, really bad. So give me the Reynolds under half a run scored play, mostly fading Pittsburgh's offense entirely. Philly's using Joe Ross for about an inning to start the game today, so it's not exactly the best pitching scenario for Philly, but it's based on the lineup itself, the lack of runs. I think Pittsburgh scored 5 runs in their last 3 games combined. They stink. I got nothing else to add. Give me Brian Reynolds under half a run scored at -125. So
yeah, I mean, they stink.
Yeah, and Reynolds has been good lately. It just hasn't mattered. Like, he's had a hit, and I forgot how many games in a row, but it just has not made a difference because they cannot actually get guys behind them to get on base. So there we go. That's my second prop. You want to move on into your third?
Yeah, I had mentioned this market that I really liked just now, and I'm going to do it for the Braves and Giants game. I'm going to take Hayden Birdsong and Spencer Schwellenbach. These sound like made up fucking names, by the way. Both of these pitchers just sound like these are like what are these porn stars? All right. Combined for 12 Ks at +115. So both pitchers have really good K stuff, especially Birdsong at home. And but I don't know that they're gonna like go deep and mow down complete lineups. Braves off a really crushing loss are flying to the West Coast. So I don't like their lineup really against Birdsong, who is pretty big on changeups against a team that really loves to hit fastballs and sliders. So I would rather take both of these guys to combine for 12 Ks because it's pretty. San Francisco has been a turnstile lately. So I think Schwellenbach could get 7, Birdsong could get 5, and we cash this bet at plus money.
Yeah, I can get behind that too because we know Atlanta is a team that, for lack of a better word, pretty dumb. Can we use that word to describe Atlanta?
I think they're also pretty dead, and I talked about that on my podcast yesterday.
You're not sold in the revival courtesy of Craig Kimbrell joining the bullpen?
There's not going to be a revival. There's I said that before they lost the game the way they did.
It was a mess. 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning. It was actually fun though because I finished a podcast and then I remember that it was on MLB Network, And I'm like, oh, I could actually watch this game. But I'm like, oh, no, they're up like 4 runs. Who cares? Then I see Blewett gave up 2 home runs. And I'm like, wait a second.
Would you say he
blew it?
Blew it?
Yeah. So the point is I like put the game on briefly and I'm like, wait a second. Is this actually going to happen? And then I put it on like to bring it in Iglesias. I'm like, oh, this actually might happen. And then Iglesias, of course, comes in and immediately blows the entire game. I'm like, yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds like what Iglesias would do in that situation. So either way, the Braves are in shambles at the point. Shout out to Arizona, though. Nice win. Maybe that carries into future games moving forward. But either way, I can get behind that, too. You mentioned the combined strikeouts. I think it's the first time we've actually had that. The Giants offensively, though, have not been good either. So you might see another low-scoring game there in San Francisco, which bodes well for the strikeouts there. You also forgot to mention that Schwellenbach struck out 11 guys in back-to-back starts.
Yeah, he's just been nasty. And I don't know if I want to bet on him to have 11 or have like another big one, but I like both these guys do it. Like, I'm just looking at this now. The Giants, again, the Giants are obviously, they're very different. So the Giants last 5 games against right-handed pitching, 10 Ks, 4 Ks, 6 Ks, 11 Ks.
Okay.
And then the Braves, let me just look real quick. I'm using the app of a former sponsor of the program. So
who should be remaining nameless for the
they sponsor my pod.
Yeah, I know they
do. But this isn't my pod, so I can't do that. Braves over their last 5 games, it's been 9, 14, 13, 9 against right-handed pitching, 9, 13. Yeah. Birdsong's the one that's got the value here because he's not off to 11K K starts.
And he's been good this year.
But I like Birdsong. Last year, like everybody hated him, but I think Birdsong's good.
Well, I remember Birdsong was very good in his first couple outings. Then he imploded, and then everyone immediately turned on him. But he actually might not be that bad.
And I think he's great. I think Birdsong's really good. Vlad Settler is really big on Birdsong too. I like Hayden Birdsong. So Birdsong's Ks are only at 4.5. Like I don't hate Hayden Birdsong. We might want to make a fun ladder out of this.
We can.
Bomb. Want to do a bomb?
I mean, I don't need an excuse to fade Atlanta.
Oh, I just got a great idea for one.
Which is?
Birdsong. Well, first of all, we should do it in our underdog entry.
Okay, that's fine.
Birdsong. So Birdsong, 8 Ks, OKC minus 1.5 games. So basically OKC to run or 2.5 games. Maybe OKC to run the rest of the table. And that we parlay it together. It's got to be probably pretty.
I'm going to save my NBA breakdown for the NBA show right after.
Okay,
this.
fine.
I'll save that there. But Siakam got 10 rebounds. That's fun.
That's what we want.
That is, well, he went overboard, but that is what we want. So that counts.
Yeah.
But either way, besides that, though, of course.
But anyway, you know where my mind's thinking on this now.
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
I do. But I just wanted to point out that I can get behind your angle there for the combined strikeouts. I see Dirt stopping by. What's up, Dirt? Nice to see you. See Kobe stopping by. What's up? How's it going, too? Say hi to the handsome man on the right, and for the man on the left, sup handsome. So thanks, Kobe. Appreciate that.
I like that.
So Colby, there you go. I'm clean-shaven handsome.
Everybody named Colby is good that I know. There's a couple Colbys.
I know a couple, too, so that counts. I think it's the same as yours, but either way. Except Kobe Mayo when he sabotages my under hits prop, but still, that's fine.
That's Kobe.
I know it is. It's not the same. But either way, I'm moving on to my final prop on the show. I'm going to go with the guy that we faded a couple episodes ago and it worked out. Give me Luis Robert on the under half a total base at plus 130.
He fucking sucks.
In other words, no hits at plus 130, but I found a 5-cent differential. So there you go. He's had no hits in 5 straight. In fact, they actually benched him for a day to try to reset. Yeah, good luck with that. Lugo's pitching for Kansas City. Robert is 0 for 7 lifetime against Lugo with multiple strikeouts. He stinks. I got nothing else to add. I think Robert's a guy who's constantly linked to trade rumors. The problem is he's not that good, but people are so sold on upside because of what he did about 2-3 years ago that they just don't factor in that he's not a good baseball player at this point in time. Plus 130, though, I think it's a good price. Lugo's not bad. I think Lugo can go decently in this one. But it's mostly just based on, once again, looking at the numbers of a hitter who is batting lower in the order now because Chicago keeps moving him down because he's not producing. So give me the under half a hit here, basically, for Robert, who's just been a mess for the last couple of weeks at this point, whole season, however you want to break it down. So I'll go with that as my play for this one. You have anything you want to add on that?
I like it because he's in terrible form. I was looking to see if we were going to take him for like a K type of thing, but Lugo's like not in the best form since he came off the IL. I don't think it's going to matter because he's a really good. So here's the thing: is why it's a great matchup for him is because Lugo's a pretty solid ground ball pitcher, and so I think it's going to be. Wait, who got hit in the head in batting practice yesterday? Insano was telling us.
Did Robert get hit in the head?
Who did Robert? What a dummy.
I don't know.
So yeah, I do like it though. I Robert's just playing himself off of like out of the league.
So what it feels like. I mean, I also want to point out though that Robert, you might be assuming, well, it's plus 130 because he's probably batting like third or fourth. No, he's not. He's actually batting like seventh.
Like seventh.
So they don't actually like use him in the top of the order. So you might get limited actual plate appearances in this one. He's just been an absolute mess. So I think it's
home too. They're home. They're home too.
Yeah.
Right?
So in theory, if they're winning, you might be able to avoid the ninth inning. But
we cashed on them yesterday, and epic. What a sweat that was.
Yeah, definitely true. But that's how it kind of goes. So I'll fade Robert there for that one. Anyway, just gonna wrap it up for our props, but not for the plays we're gonna give out though, because you do have a brand new segment on the show. I don't know if you had it prepared for today. Did you have anything for the segment?
Of course I do. I always have.
Just making sure. So we're going to move on into the daily DP where Adam gives out his favorite double play bet of the day. Adam, what are you going to go with? You are 1-0 with these on the podcast.
So Davis Martin, who is pitching for the White Sox, is a double play god. All right. He has, I think like 11 in certain, let me see. He has, check this out. I'm going to MLB.com to see this. He has, oops, that's pitching. That's hitting. Counted double plays. He has, again, let's try this one more time. He has 11 double plays induced in 11 starts.
That's pretty good.
Pretty wild. I'm willing to take him to turn one against the Kansas City Royals, and I'm going to pair that with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and they are they consistently just are at the top of the list. So Angels are tied for second with the most DPs over the last 7 days with 6. They have over the last 15 days, they have 14. Just everybody in that lineup knows how to do this. So, and then who are they? And they're going against, they're actually going against who? Let me find this again. I had it. I don't know why I lost it, but they are going against Seattle, who love to drive into those. So Seattle's a great target simply based on the fact that they, in terms of double play DPs that they have grounded into, they have gone into, let's see, 3 over the last few days. And they're just, this is the Angels are really good at making these things happen. So parlayed them together, our daily DP plus 155 to win a unit. That's it.
Solid price. So I can get behind that too. Seattle, we also know doesn't exactly have much speed throughout the lineup. They have a couple of really slow guys in there who could definitely help out. So something to keep in mind. I'm going to laugh pretty hard if like Tellez plays and he hits a ground ball. That'll make me laugh because he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it past like halfway through the line. So
yeah, he usually strikes out. I'm just seeing our Alcaraz center liability that we have.
Alcaraz up a mini break in the tie break, but unfortunately I had no tie break in the match and he got broken at 6-5 while serving it out. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Our parlay still lives for now. He's up 3-0 in the breaker. So we'll see, right, but whatever. Yeah, that tie break, the no tie break, that was a pain in the ass loss there. 6-5, I need one hold, and he gets broken, so that sucks.
He's a dummy.
Yeah, he is. But either way, time to move on into the best bet segment and the underdog entry. Before we get into that, the reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsors, which are Circa, because they have the Ultimate Fantasy Ball giveaway, because they're giving away a 12-person once again giveaway for the Ultimate Fantasy Ball experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and get really great piece with their stay. They get a limo ride from the airport, 5K tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You could also always capitalize on the 15% off discount at all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the contest for free at sportsgamble.com. So circa, that's sportsgamble.com. So CIRCA. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, because you've heard us talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, where they are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently have a high ROI. A reminder that they upload and update the Power Trends every day, and they're exclusive to Rhythm. There are no touts, no noise, just clean data-backed picks. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter, because you know that we're going to be doing so. Adam, you want to share with the people one of the Power Trends that Rhythm has for the card today?
Yeah, let me look at this. I haven't checked my Rhythm stuff lately. What is this? My sister sending me pictures of her kids. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't care. This is interesting. I like this one. Bold, and I like it. Kyle Hendricks to go 6. Kyle Hendricks has been good. Over 17.5 total outs, -120. Seattle doesn't work counts, so I kind of like this. I like this a lot, actually. And they have Skubal under Ks, which is something I kind of think that might be the case. Yeah. Kyle Hendricks over 17.5 total outs is one that it really likes. And if I were to look up when he's been, because Kyle Hendricks has not been, the professor has not been as terrible as we are quite used to, but he has gone over this in 2 of his last 4 starts. Let's see. And his home games, 3 of his last, he went 6 in his last home start. He went 7 a while ago. All right, yeah, I like this. I think that this could be one that we want to go after. Let's I'm looking at it.
So what was the exact number again?
Over 17.5 outs for Kyle Hendricks.
Well, we know that Hendricks tends to go distance because he believes, for better or worse, most pitches in the strike zone. So we'll see how that works out. But Seattle's
he's done this on like 86 pitches.
Well, Seattle's also been terrible lately. So if you want to fade a bad offense with a pitcher that throws a bunch of strikes, I mean, Eflin went decently yesterday.
Yeah.
By comparison, kind of the same guy, if you want to make an argument for it. So I can get behind that too, for that one. So keep that in mind. We'll go with Hendricks for this one. Anyway, moving on into the reminder that you do have a free trial that you can access for Rhythm for 7 days. Go to sportsgamble.com/RATHMM. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Whose bookie?
My bookie.
My bookie is the place for every sport. They have the NBA playoffs. They have the NHL playoffs. They have tennis. They have golf. They have baseball. You name it. They're also available in ton of locations. Use crypto for links for payouts. Easy to deposit when you sign up for a new account. Use the promo code SGPN to get a 100% match up to 1K. Terms and conditions of MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through our favorite props, 3 each for the show. Time to move on into the best bet segment. Adam, what do you like as your best bet for the show?
I think I like this Ben Brown race to 3s at +175. It's a unique one, and we know that he's going to K some guys, and I just like the way that Detroit lineup is structured to give him the Ks before it gives Skubal the Ks.
Yeah, and plus, if you win, you get to tout that you faded Skubal and you won.
So. Oh, I faded Skubal's speed.
Yeah. No, correct. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it doesn't matter how you phrase it. You can just say that you faded Skubal and you won.
Yep.
So there we go. All you need Brown to do is, strike out 3 guys before Skubal. So Skubal can still go for like 15 strikeouts, just not early in the start. So there you go. Anyway, for my best bet on the show, it's either Sanzatella or Reynolds. I think I'll go Sanzatella. 3.5 earned. I'm gonna have to do it. He gave up 7 against the Mets last week. He's terrible. I got nothing else to add. I mean, he's given up 4 earned runs in 7 straight starts. He's given up at least 4 earned in 6 of his last 7 home starts, and the Mets have been pretty good lately early in games, scoring 4+ in 4 of the last 6. They also scored 7 against him about a week ago. Yeah, I don't need an excuse to fade Sanzatella, but damn, this guy sucks. I think he's the worst pitcher in the league at this point in time. For at least consistent sample, I think he's the worst constant rotation member in the league. Because usually if you're this bad, you get demoted by now.
Yeah, I mean, they can't do that is the problem.
That's my point, is that he's been getting
pretty bad.
He's been getting shelled for 2 months straight, but they keep using him. So I guess he's the new Patrick Corbin. Because Corbin's actually been okay recently. But
Corbin's been great. Corbin's been great because Trump's in office, so he's happy.
The point is, though, we have to find the new pitcher to take the mantle of worst starting pitcher who gets constant usage. And that was Corbin for the last couple of years. Shout out to Madison Bumgarner, though, at the end of his career with Arizona. But I do think
that's right.
And Syndergaard was there too. But you might want to hand over the torch to Senzatella, who's gotten shelled regularly for the last couple of months. So anyway, I'll go with Senzatella over 3.5 earned at -115 as my best bet. Now it's time for the underdog entry for the show. I know that you mentioned before for the power trends, we're going to be using Hendricks higher on his outs if underdog has it. So we'll start off there, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So we both agree we could do that because I don't want to. I think that's a good one to take. And then we both Hayden Birdsong strikeouts higher 4.5, and then we need one more. You want to do that Reynolds play?
Sure, we can do that.
Lower. It's a 4.75 multiplier.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's do it.
So if you opted in for the NBA Finals extender, you get a bonus on that if you want to.
I think it's only for NBA, right?
It's not, because I know Terrell used it for WNBA.
Well, let me try it. Maybe it's for basketball.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. Let me look. Do I have that stuff? Champions track. I don't have any of that.
It's fine. Just saying you potentially can use that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I thought I could. Oh, here it is. Apply at WNBA only. I can apply a promo. How do you people do this in these states? Oh, okay. Did I do it? No, my limit's $10. Sorry, guys. I'm not. I can't. If I use our promo where I apply it, I get. I can only do there. Let me try it to that. Oh no, I did do it. Okay, cool. So this is great.
I don't know what your max bet is on that, but I know that you get a bonus. So
basically, I was able to make Hayden Birdsong strikeouts 3.5 and kept the whole thing. But yeah. So Brian Reynolds lower 0.5 runs, which means no runs scored. Kyle Hendricks higher 17.5 pitching outs. That's our rhythm robot play. And then Hayden Birdsong higher 3.5 strikeouts. And it is 4.75 multiplier, which is $50 to win 237.
Okay, there we go.
Little solid one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. By the way, Alcaraz did win the second set, so they are tied at 1-1.
Good.
So I'll ask you, Adam, anything else you want to say before we end the show?
I want to get people a first K, don't I? Isn't that what we were kind of looking at?
Yes, you do.
All right, so let's see. Before I do this, let's take a look real quick at who has excellent K stuff. We could do Scooball. We could see Scooball against anybody. I am going to look for guys with a very high K rate. I want someone who's greater than or equal to 30%. And
isn't it just going to be like O'Neal Cruz or somebody?
It might be. Let's see.
I know you got Joe Ross pitching, but like
there's actually you want some good ones. We might. So Will Warren has really good K stuff, regardless of what people think. He's actually pretty exceptional against righties.
Well, he was good for the last month before the Dodgers killed him, but he has been good at strikeouts recently.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. We're gonna do Will Warren. We want him against a righty, and so we need to see. Give me somebody. Whose last plate appearances against righties. He's going against Boston.
I'm trying to think of top of the order because, of course, you have Duran, you have Devers. Those are both lefties.
We're gonna go with Trevor Story. We're gonna do Trevor Story. That's who we're targeting.
Yeah. So I don't know what the price is on that, but we'll take.
Story. It won't be out yet, but it's probably going to be plus 175.
Yeah. Point is though, we're going to take Story to strike out in his first plate appearance.
Yeah.
In the game against Warren for this one as the bonus play for plus money. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. You can find me on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find me on the NBA show in about 20 minutes. But I have to edit this podcast first. Find Adam on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets.